feel sort of boxed in. But no doubt it's all in my head, right? So in lieu of an orange pantsuit, I put on an orange cardigan. At least when you're a ghost of the civil dead, they still allow you to style up. Even though the only people who see what you're wearing are the ones trying to trigger you. Now, where were we? Morning notes. You know, the reason why I've been so overwhelmed the last few years with all the truth that's been flying at me from all sides, even though the truth was actually all around me. It was in my possession, but I had no eyes to see it. I didn't understand what it really was. And the reason why you need God when you're unpacking the truth, unpacking cue boxes, is that it slowly creeps up on you, photo by photo and letter by letter and photocopy by photocopy. That the war that has followed you around the world with a camera and a notebook, the war is truly David and Goliath. And if one photo pretty much sums that up, it'd have to be this one. The photo of my ex-boyfriend. And if you read my book, 21st Century Showgirl, he's called Mr. Manhattan. Mr. Manhattan and Hillary Clinton at the White House. And if that wasn't enough, if you go out in the woods today, you'd better not go alone. It's lovely out in the woods today, but it's safer to stay at home. This is something that Mr. Manhattan wrote about this Luigi Defonso character who he met at Harvard and who they partnered up with to write a screenplay. And if you want to know how deep the rabbit hole goes, let's start here. Though it has been 10 years since we were last writing together, I am still haunted by so many unanswered questions. Did he really ghostwrite a number of Academy Award-winning screenplays? Was that really Al Pacino and Martin Sheen calling so often on the telephone? Did he really write the Sicilian dialogue for Francis Coppola's Godfather and Godfather 2? Was that photocopy of a $1 million check from Steven Spielberg for the option rights to his story on a high-profile murder in Minnesota a real deal? Was there a Hollywood agent named Stu Miller from APA? And did he indeed represent him? Did he really know the producers, David Putnam and David Brown? And were they anxiously awaiting our completion of a non-fiction book and screenplay about a high-level CIA agent whose cover gets blown and ultimately railroaded by the agency? Were we ever really writing partners? Heroic writers, righting the wrongs of secret government agencies all over the world. Excuse me while I just take a breath, you know. Was the bond we had, which appeared to run through thick and thin, and have all the trappings of a Hardy Boys plotline, have any truth to it? Was he really the deeply abused and terminally scarred son of a gas station owner in Falls River, Massachusetts? And finally, how did he, a convicted felon, come to be hired by Harvard and teach me screenwriting in the summer of 1988, all of which culminated 2 years later in his attempting to kill me just prior to yet another prison surrender date, in which this time he was about to serve a 2-year plea bargain prison sentence for fraud. But the questions didn't stop there. It got more complicated. Was the source of all those top-secret documents we pored over really a network of moles he had working for him deep inside various government agencies? Were those money-laundered bank account records for George Bush real? And what about the treatise on undetectable methods for death? You know, you can really see why it is only by the grace of Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior, that I am even sitting here right now. And if they should happen to, you know, gas the canary in the mine tomorrow, I want it always to be known that I survived a long and abominable war. A war against my brain and against my soul and against my psyche, my family, my tribe, my very being, my ancestors. How deep does the rabbit hole go? I mean, I don't think I'll, even if I live for another 30 years, that'll be long enough to work this all out, you know. That's why we need to just hand it over to God, the things that we have no control over. Because faith is the opposite of fear. This is the only thing I know. Oh, no, I know something else. I know that the only way to break a monarch programming, a deep, deep, deep mind control, as Fritz Springmeier has testified in his incredible writings, his incredible book, The Illuminati Formula to create an undetectable mind-controlled slave. Oh. The only way out is Jesus Christ. Okay? So we'll finish that letter in a minute. I just need a cup of tea and a few moments with God to say thanks. This is why you never look back, you know. You do sort of start to turn into a pillar of salt. But then the other side of that is that Jesus says the truth will set you free.